What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building with another video. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it, man. So this is going to be a high-speed recap of the Saints versus 49ers game. We beat them, man. We donated them 13-0. But there's just a couple of things that I go over and tell you what I saw from my perspective. And then at the same time, I can tell you what I looked at as the game overall. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. So on the first defensive drive, basically we kicked off to the Saints. Third play, defense causes a fumble. Fred Warner punches the ball out from Alvin Kamara. The 49ers recover. So I'm going to go over exactly what I saw just on our offensive drives and kind of keep you posted on how that worked out, at least from my view. So the first offensive drive, first down, Jimmy in the shotgun, 2-yard pass to Juice. Next play is a Jimmy in the shotgun, handoff to CMC for 2 more yards. 3rd and 6, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Debo, first down. Next play, a handoff to Debo, tackle for a loss by Cameron Jordan. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, incomplete pass to Juwan Jennings. Next play, Jimmy has all day, gets hit as he throws a hospital ball, but caught by McLeod, 4th down. Go for it on 4th and 1. CMC first down. Next play, handoff to CMC up the middle. Next play, Jimmy had all day, threw the ball away. No one open. Next play was a horrible pass to Kittle, high and behind him, almost intercepted by Paulson Adebo. Drive ends in nothing but a field goal. Second offensive drive, Jimmy under center, fake handoff to CMC, first down Kittle. Next play, handoff to Debo for a few yards. Next play, Jimmy under center, pass to CMC, first down. Next play, run by CMC, went nowhere, ran right into a pile, could have bounced it out to either side and had a positive gain. And he saw this clearly. So on that play, he just literally ran into a pile. Like, he didn't even look outside to see what was going on. The hole that was supposed to be there definitely never opened up. But either way, next play, Jimmy shotgun pass to Kittle. Once again, high, so it doesn't allow Kittle to do anything with it. Davis tackles him immediately for a short gain. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, 3rd and 8. Overthrows CMC. If he puts the ball where it needs to be, it's a first down. So next play, we got to punt the ball. So third offensive drive, Jimmy under center, handoff to Elijah Mitchell for 3 yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, handoff to Mitchell, goes nowhere. The next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Kittle, first down. Next play, Jimmy under center, play fake, but rush was coming, dump off to CMC for no gain. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun all day, attempted to hit Ayuk on the sidelines, incomplete pass, penalty on us for holding, 3rd and 12. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, short pass to CMC, back to the line of scrimmage, we punt. Fourth offensive drive, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to CMC, 9-yard pass. Next play, CMC first down. Next play, Jimmy under center, play fake, big pass to Ayuk. He had to jump for it. BA could have gotten more yardage if Jimmy hits him in stride, but because the ball is high, the DB has time to tackle him coming down. First down on the catch. Next play, Jimmy under center. Handoff to CMC. Probably gained a few yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun. First down pass to Brandon Ayuk. Next play, Jimmy has all day in the pocket, gets tap dancing and throws the ball away. Ayuk was in the area. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun. Handoff to Mitchell, first down, outside run. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Juice, no gain. Next play, handoff to Mitchell for a few yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, stared down Jennings. Got the pass to him on the 1-yard line, but no touchdown. Jimmy goes through his reads. He has time in the pocket, or looks to his left for a quick sec. No one is covering CMC. It's an easy walk-in TD, but he missed him because he was staring down the receiver. Next play, Kyle wasn't conservative, went for it on 4th down. Jimmy tries to run and gets stopped on the 2 or 3 yard line. Unfortunately, that was a turnover on downs. I know we all usually call him conservative Kyle, but at that moment, he was not conservative. Just Jimmy definitely didn't see anything, and he tried to run it in knowing he ain't got the speed nor the wherewithal to be able to make that happen. So, fifth offensive drive, first play, pressure immediately up the gut of the O-line. Ball bounces off the defender's helmet, pops up in the air. Juice makes a smart play and spikes the ball to the ground, so it's an incomplete pass. Next play, Jimmy under center, passes to CMC in the flat, incomplete. Next play, Jimmy under center with JJ. The first down. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun has all day, passes to Juwan Jennings. First down. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun. Draw play from Mitchell was a TD, but got called back on a bullshit holding call by Kittle. The next play, Jimmy under center, pass to Mitchell for a few yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Jennings for the first down. Gets a late hit by Chris Harris Jr. and half the distance to the goal. First down. Jennings is great at drawing these types of penalties. The next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Jennings. Almost intercepted by Tyrann Mathieu, but off his hands and right into Jennings' lap, TD 49ers. So that was the first half. And that's basically what's been going on. What's going on, Brandon? What's up, Matt? I'm not going to throw the link in there tonight because I'm just doing a kind of a high-speed recap. I'm not going to be on here for very, very long. Sixth offensive drive, first play, Jimmy under center, toss to Mitchell, 4-yard run. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, short pass to Debo, gets some good yak. First down. Next play, Jimmy under center, handoff to Mitchell, no gain. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, quick pass to Debo, way in front of him. Luckily, Debo caught it for a nice gain. Third down. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun throws an obvious interception and gets bailed out by a penalty on Harris for illegal contact. It's worth noting that he threw the ball right to the defender. The next play, a handoff to Debo, runs for a first down. Next play, Jimmy under center, has all day in the pocket, and eventually gets flushed out. Finds BA for a nice gain. Also on that same play, Jennings gets tackled oddly. Takes a second. Jimmy gets tackled oddly. Takes a second to get up, holding his knee, but he was fine. He finished the game. Penalty gives us a free first down for roughing the passer. Next play, Jimmy under center, handoff to Mason for a few yards. Penalty on us is illegal shift on Juice, 1st and 15. But when you Jimmy in the shotgun, Jennings in motion, incomplete pass to Debo, nowhere near catchable. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, handoff to CMC for a few yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun tries a touch pass to the outside for BA, but the ball didn't travel far enough. DB deflects it, incomplete pass. Next play, field goal by Robbie Gould is good, 13-0. Seventh offensive drive, first play, Jimmy under center, handoff to Jordan Mason. Goes nowhere, but didn't go down. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to BA for a short gain. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, another pass to BA, but it's fourth down. We punt. Eighth offensive drive, Jimmy under center, 1-yard run by CMC. Next play, run up the gut by CMC for a small gain. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Debo incomplete. We punt. Ninth offensive drive. And the final drive that we had, Jimmy handoff to CMC for the first play of the drive is a 9-yard run. Jimmy under center, QB sneak for the first down. Next play, handoff to CMC for a 1 or 2 yard gain. Next play, Jimmy tosses to CMC for a few yards. Next play, Jimmy in the shotgun, pass to Juwan Jennings for a first down. Next play, handoff to Mason, a 9-yard run up the gut. Next play, run up the gut by Mason for a first down. Next play, another handoff to Mason for a few yards. Next play, another handoff to Mason up the gut for another first down. And after that, we kneel down and win the game. So with that being said, we did go ahead and pull off the W. Here's the key in this game. So let's take a look at the offense and the defense. So what did we see from Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo. Nothing special or nothing spectacular. Jimmy Garoppolo was 26-37 for 222 yards, 77.6 QBR. He had 1 TD, took 1 sack, 94.7 quarterback rating, quarterback rating was 77.6, but his actual rating, where they do like scales of like 100 and 105 and all that stuff, he was 94.7. Here's the thing. What people have to start realizing is over these last 4 games, Jimmy Garoppolo has not even thrown for more than 240 yards. And he's thrown 1 TD in one game and 0 in another, 2 in the other, and then 4 in one game. So what's going on, Dave? So What I saw from Jimmy Garoppolo was him being Jimmy Garoppolo, doing what we asked. Just don't fuck the game up. Don't screw it up. And we saw several old throws by Jimmy in this game. So all of the people that jumped on it, Coffee, what's going on? All of the people that jumped on it and jumped on the bandwagon and were so amped about Jimmy, and then everybody started this love fest, and if he wins the Super Bowl, I want him here, and Steve Young out here, I want him here 10 more years. You want 10 more years of this mediocrity? That's not going to help us beat the special teams. You know what I'm saying? And when I say special teams, I don't mean special teams as a part of an actual team. I'm talking about the teams that can put up points, the Miamis, the Kansas Cities, hell, even the Vikings right now of the world, even though they wound up having that. Those are some of the things that we saw, and that definitely is alarming because it always puts us in a bind when it comes down to it, because those plays don't get made. And that's the unfortunate issue. So he's not throwing the ball and putting it in the right place. He's definitely, he had at least like I want to say about 3 to 4 throws where you're like, yeah, that's Jimmy Garoppolo. So it's not for me to complain about, but it is for me to let you guys know that all of the things that people are trying to put out there about him and all of the pass, like what kills me is the commentators give him the biggest pass in the world. They make it seem like, woe is Jimmy all the fucking time. And that just kills me because it's not woe is Jimmy. Jimmy has all the requisite weapons to be able to score at will at any time. It's just execution. And I understand that there were some times where he didn't have time in the pocket. There were some times where he had too much time in the pocket. He was going through reads at least two on one. No, I know one drive he won almost 2 or 3 times. So I saw a mediocre Jimmy. He gave us 1 touchdown, 222 yards. It is what it is. Just don't fuck the game up, and that's all he did. So it is what it is. If I had to score Jimmy and give him a grade on an A to an F, I'd give him a C+. It was a basic ass game, nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were like, "Whoa, he didn't turn it over." That's just because certain things didn't happen. Tyrann Mathieu had shorter. If he had longer arms, that's an interception. If that penalty isn't called on Chris Harris, that's an interception, and it sets up the Saints in the red zone. So we were only up 13-0 when that actual interception that he threw got called back due to the penalty. So we weren't that far apart, and if all they have to do is score, now the momentum shifts in their direction. So those are things that I saw from the run game. It was an okay day. We didn't go over 100 yards. We only had 96 yards, and that was combined with Mason, Mitchell, and McCaffrey. And, of course, the one, the small little bit that Jimmy Garoppolo did. He only contributed 4 yards, but Mitchell still averaged 5 yards. So did Jordan Mason. But here's the curious thing. The Saints found a way to stop the run, and they loaded that box, man. Christian McCaffrey only averaged 2.9 yards per carry. That's pretty bad, man. That was pretty much sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that definitely is true. Sometimes Jimmy has an overthrow and an underthrow. But basically that's what I saw. The run game was all right. Like I said, not over 100 yards. We didn't get any TDs there. So it's cool. The receiving game, this was another game for BA. He had caught 5 out of 8 catches, 65 yards. JJ had 6 catches on 7 targets for 49 yards and a TD. Debo 3 catches, 43 yards. Kittle 3 catches, 26 yards. CMC 4 for 17. Ray 1 for 12. Elijah Mitchell 2 for 8. And Juice 2 for 2. 2 yards. What I was stating was yardage there. But I mean, it was all right. The offense did okay. I had to get the offense like a B minus, like a B minus C plus, because they didn't do anything spectacular. They didn't do anything crazy. We needed to get out there and really put a hurting on the Saints, and we struggled. We struggled mightily to even score. And that's definitely a problem. If we can't score against fucking Saints, then what are we going to do against these teams that put up points? That's the hard part. The run game did not exist. They took that away. It was a situation where they basically did what every other team knows how to do as far as facing us. Make Jimmy beat you. Make him throw the ball and beat you in a game. Force him to go, force that run to be stopped and shut down. And send pressure his way, and you can stop him. You know what I mean? So Yeah, 13 points ain't gonna cut it against the Dolphins. They put up 30 points at a minimum in the last few games that they played. So we've got to be on our P's and Q's, and we've got to be putting up points. We cannot allow them to come into our house and we don't score any points. But I mean, I've got us losing that game, but I'll talk about that on my preview show Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that'll be 11:30 a.m. on the East Coast. So, and then for y'all that are an hour ahead of me, it'll be 9:30, I think Central Time. So it's kind of weird how that happened. You know what I mean? How we weren't able to put up any points. You know, the offense seemed fairly stagnant. Now, the defense, on the other hand, you flip to that side of the ball. Good Lord. Man, they balled on they shut them down. They didn't score at all. They only had one opportunity to kick a field goal, and when they did, the kicker hooked that shit so far left, it wasn't having no chance of even a good gust of wind knocking it back into place. So we were good there. Defense balled out on many occasions, didn't allow them to get shit, shut them down at every turn. Our leading tackler was my boy Huff. Throw them tees up. Get them tees up for my boy Huff. 9 tackles, 6 solo. Nick Bosa got himself a sack. That was the only one we got on the day. We got a lot of pressure on Dalton, but we didn't really get to him. We even had to deal with a little bit of Taysom Hill, but it wasn't that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Fred Warner with 6 tackles, Dre Greenlaw with a 6, Demo with 5, Ward with 5, Mooney Ward with 5, Al-Shair had 4. You know, we had tackles by everybody on the squad, man, and everybody was doing their thing. T.Y. McGill even had a tackle for a loss. So not too bad, you know, no turnovers forced outside of the fumbles and whatnot, but that's not, you know, it's not too bad. Special teams is doing very well. Mitch Wisnowski had to punt 4 times. He averaged 43.8 yards a punt, and he got inside the 20 twice. So that works for me. If you get inside the 20 when you're on special teams, that's more than enough. You know what I mean? So you good. Yeah, man, I'm sorry about that, Chris. I know I got the Ruffles and the hot Cheetos and stuff in the back, man. And the hot Cheetos ain't even for me. I don't even eat them joints, man, because it tears my stomach up. My wife is a big proponent of hot Cheetos. We try not to eat them too often because you don't want to get a fucking ulcer, because those things are actually really, really bad for you. But every now and then, you know, you got a little craving for it. You just, you know, you fulfill that need and you make it happen. So the defensive side of the ball, man, it was a straight shutout, and we did it for 4 quarters. Now we got a six quarter shutout going for the defense, and we got 4 games where we are shutting teams out in the second half at a bare minimum. So we want to keep that trend going. We got to try to shut out Miami. That's going to be a very, very big task. I don't believe we can do that. I do believe that they definitely score in this game. I don't know what's going to happen in that game, but I'm not going to go on that one. Like I said, as far as the offense goes, C+, B- at a maximum. And for the defense, you get an A+++++, because they went and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They took care of business. You know, they made things happen. We had Huff with the forced fumble. We had Warner with the forced fumble. Bosa gets a sack. Like, all of these things are happening. The unfortunate thing is we weren't able to capitalize off these turnovers because we only wound up putting 13 points on the board. And with the offense that we have, I do believe we should be putting up no less than 30 at a minimum. At a minimum, every single game. 30 points should be our minimum, you know what I'm saying? And our maximum should be unlimited. We should be trying to put up 50 and 60 burgers on people. Kyle has the creative mind and the genius in the scheme. We just need Jimmy to execute better. And we need him to throw for some more yardage, man. This under 240 shit ain't going to cut it. That's not worth the 10-year contract to me, Mr. Young. I'm sorry. You never came to us and gave us 4 straight games of 240 yards or less, and then didn't throw TDs in some of the games and threw only 1 TD in one of the games. And like, these are things that, you know, aren't befitting of a franchise quarterback, at least in my eyes. Those guys, you know, the upper echelon dudes, they put up more points. They do more things, you know what I'm saying? And they make teams fear that pass. And in this instance, man, Jimmy has a high amount of throws, but he's not, like, there's not a lot going on. when you look at the yardage total and you look at the touchdown total, you realize he was efficient, but he had a mediocre game. Like, these are basic ass numbers. And when people give him high praise and put him on top of the world, my first thing is Trey Lance could do the same shit Jimmy doing. This ain't nothing different. You just put him in the system and call the same plays, and I'm pretty sure he executes them with more efficiency. We're only 6-4. It ain't like we 10-0. So it's like when people automatically jump off the train and then they go, oh, well, you know, if Jimmy does this and he does that, then yeah, we should keep him. Nope, I'm of the ilk of, hey, nice to know you, nice to see you, get up out of here. Plus, if he keeps playing and he's as efficient as he is, and people see that he's no longer making mistakes, although this last game was an indictment on himself because he had several mistakes, just wound up lucking out with certain calls and things going his way. It bodes well for him to get a bigger contract elsewhere. Somebody's going to throw a bag at this guy next year, whether it be Houston, whether it be Indianapolis, whether it be Carolina, possibly New Orleans. You know what I mean? Like, there's a variety of teams out there that need a quarterback, and they're going to open up that pocket. You know, they opened up that pocketbook and they're going to give him a big old bag and say, hey, man, here, take this money, lead us into the promised land. And it is what it is, because the issue with him is he doesn't show up in the playoffs. He's nowhere to be found. We don't trust him in the playoffs, obviously, because he never helped us with any of our playoff wins. He's been a part of the losses because he missed the pass to Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl. And then last year he made that dumbass throw. Earlier this year, he made that dumbass throw to Michael Hasty while being sacked, and that really fucked us. So it's bittersweet for a lot of people, but for me, it's like, hey, appreciate your time, appreciate your services. You can go. That's how you think about it. You know, this is one of those situations where you amicably part ways. You don't go back. You don't touch that well again. You don't try to get this person back to do this or do that or give them, give hugs. And you don't want to do handshakes. You don't want to look for closure. Closure's already been met. This is just, hey, it's out. We're done. Boom. And yes, I'll get to everything that happens with Miami. That's why I said I'll do it Saturday morning. It's just a part of the process, because that'll give me the opportunity to be able to look at the final injury report, see who's really in, who's really out. I know that Miami has a couple of problems on their O-line as far as people being out, but we'll see what happens. So for me, the game was, we won. That's all that really matters, right? We're in first place. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? We're currently 7-4. I apologize. I said 6-4. We're 7-4. And we're trying to go 8-4. And, it definitely is hard to, be able to go out there and continue to get these wins. So the team is doing what they need to do. The offense is producing. The defense is producing those shutouts and the shutdowns. The offense just has to give us more points, man. We have to be able to score, and we got to put up big points against these rough and tough teams that can go ahead. And once you put up 7, they go put up 7. Then you got to go put up 7 more. Like, you need to be able to go back and forth for the team and kind of volley to be able to, make sure that you position yourself in the right spot to win. And that's what you're going to have to do as far as, this offense goes. We can't be stagnant. 13 points ain't going to cut it against Miami, ain't going to cut it against the Eagles. It's not going to cut it against even the Cowboys. When you look at the divisions and the standings right now, we got to be able to play with these. In the NFC East, damn near, I think they have their whole division in the fucking playoffs, technically speaking, as of right now. If you were to look at the playoff picture way ahead of time and it starts today, the whole NFC East is in. Like, that's how insane it is over there. And to see the Commanders doing what they're doing. But either way, man, it just, for us, for me, for that game against the Saints, it was – didn't like the offensive output. We could have put up more. We should have put up more, but we'll take what we can get. And the defense is balling continuously. It's definitely a beautiful thing as far as that is concerned. And I love every second of what the defense is doing, because they are just giving teams no resolve whatsoever. Like, there's nothing you can do against them. You try to throw, you try to run, you try this, you try that, you try trick plays, you try gadget plays, all that stuff. The defense just continues to shut it down. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I do believe we're supposed to be able to get out there and make things like that happen. But give me just a quick sec, man. We got to pay some bills. Zach gonna holler at you real quick.
What's going on, guys? Zach here from 49ers Hive, and I just wanted to take a second to thank today's sponsor, MyBookie. You know football, and you pick winners every single weekend, so why not get paid for them at MyBookie? You could bet single game spreads, money lines, or parlay multiple together to increase your payouts. The feeling on Sunday when a 3, 4, 5, 6 game parlay hits is unmatched. There are low contest entry fees and over $500,000 to be won. So make it so you don't have to be a pro gambler to have some fun. Getting started is super simple. All you got to do is go to mybookie.ag and use our promo code HIVE, as in 49ers Hive, on your first deposit to secure a double deposit bonus. You deposit $50, they'll match you $50. You deposit $100, they'll match you $100, all the way up to $1,000. Take advantage of our double deposit bonus. It's right here on the screen. mybookie.ag, promo code HIVE, as in 49ers Hive. Take advantage now, guys, and make this your winning season exclusively at MyBookie.
All right, that was my dog Zach out there letting y'all know about mybookie.ag, man. Go ahead. If you're a gambling person, go out there, throw a couple bucks. Using deposit bonus, use the promo code HIVE. Make sure you get your money. Make sure you go in there and, get your little parlay set up, bro. Just bet the under like me if you're a safe gambler, and you can never lose on that one. Things may or may not happen. They may or may not work out for you, but just be careful with the gambling. If it becomes an addiction, there's Gamblers Anonymous. That way they help you out. Make sure you can clear yourself of the addiction. But every now and then throwing a couple of bucks, toward football might help you out, might make you feel good. And at the same time, you can win some money. But, hey, I'm going to get out of here, man. Been hanging out with y'all for almost 30 minutes. And we've got to make sure that things go the right way when we go ahead and play these Dolphins. But I'm going to tell you right now, 13 points ain't going to cut it over these last few games. I have to say this to all of the people out there. Hopefully things go well for us this season. I want to see us in the Super Bowl. I want to see us win the Super Bowl. I would love to see another Super Bowl win in my time in this era of the 2020s. I've seen all of the other ones except for the first one that we ever won because I was a baby. I didn't even know about football at that present time. I know about all the other ones. The ones I was able to enjoy were the last two with Montana and the one with Steve Young. The second one that we won with Joe, I understood it, but I didn't. I was still very young. I was a kid, so I didn't really know. I just knew that we won, and that's all that mattered. But, as I got older and started to learn the game of football a little bit better, I was able to enjoy those three on the back end more so. So 49ers Throwback says, we losing to them. Kyle hasn't proven to beat an AFC team. That's very true. We fucking lost to the Broncos of all teams, and they look like hot shit on the stick. They got defensive linemen yelling at Russell Wilson. Half these motherfuckers ain't show up for his birthday party and shit. And it's like, what do you expect, bro? You come in here with that brash-ass attitude, and you ain't done shit. Bro, they paid him all that fucking money, and they already talking about cutting bait with this guy? Shit, they going to be in the top 5 picking. So they might as well find a quarterback. Hopefully this draft has some good ones. I don't know. But because I'm not that in tune with college football. I honestly don't wind up watching a lot of it. I keep up with UCLA, and that's about it. Maybe even a little bit of FSU, but that's only because Deion went there, and he's my favorite player of all time. But Throwback also says Kyle hasn't learned that Jimmy Garoppolo can't take you far in the playoffs. Shaking my head, he's not good in the play. He isn't. He doesn't show up, and he never given Jimmy the opportunity to put it on his back, because when he does, he doesn't show up. So that's exactly what it is. Throwback also says we can't beat the Chiefs, and we lost to the Ravens in 2019. Bills in 2020. Kyle had to prove, yeah, it's true, man. We've got to get over the hump of these AFC teams and be able to, do that. But for that, when you get to the big game, there's no holds barred. Like, you got to treat the big game like a no holds barred WWE/WWF back in the days wrestling match, where you're throwing tables, chairs, trash can lids, where you're destroying any and everything about that person. You want to make sure that everything works out well for you and for your team, and you do everything that you need to do to win. And you got to go to every length and extent, even if you make a play up on the spot in the fucking game. You've got to be that creative mind to be able to take care of everything and get it together. He's Chris Hansen says Russ mad because Sierra look, nah, man, don't do that to CC. Yeah, Royal Rumble. Yeah, when you're playing Royal Rumble, I ain't gonna say to do that to Sierra, man. Sierra doesn't look like a dude. I ain't gonna say that much, man. You know, Russ, it's crazy because I guess Channing Crowder went on this TV show and he kind of shadowed Russ a little bit, and the host basically was like, you know, well, being nerdy is cool and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And I think Channing is old school. That's what people don't realize. He's old school, you know, and some people are old school to an extent where they say things that are old school and people who are in the new school don't get it. And they're so busy because we live in such a sensitive ass world, man. This is the reason that comedy is all but dead, because you can't say anything anymore because everybody gets offended. Then they want to put this out. Then they want to go back and dig 40 years in your past and pull this up and pull that up and all this other shit. And it's like, look, man, at the end of the day, comedy is supposed to be about having fun, making jokes, and keeping life pushing. It's not supposed to be all restricted and all this other shit. That's stuff doesn't exist. But either way, I won't say Sierra looks like a dude. I think Russ is just mad because he sucks ass on the field. And though he got all that money, it is what, you know, it's just not helping. That money ain't doing shit but paying your bills, because it definitely ain't helping you get no wins on the field because you suck right now. When Mike Purcell comes over, a fucking former 49er, and gets in your ass like, bro, I'm tired of going out there busting my ass on defense, helping you out, and you ain't giving us shit in return on offense. Get it together, motherfucker. You ain't above reproach. Just because you the quarterback don't mean you get to do whatever the fuck you please. Better get out there, sling that rock, and make that shit happen. Last thing I'll touch on really quick is, so it seems that Raheem Mostert came out and he verified what he stated when he was talking to the reporter. Yes, of course, reporters will do anything for clickbait, and they will cut certain things out. They will take certain parts out of the interview. Here's the thing. He said that, you know, he had a quarterback that could sling it. Why is everybody getting up in arms and trying to defend Jimmy Garoppolo when it comes to slinging the rock? He don't sling the rock like Tua. We all know that. This ain't nothing new. Jimmy's been this way since he got here. We all know Jimmy ain't throwing deep. So what the fuck is everybody coming to Jimmy's defense for? I get it. He's a 49er, so you want to defend the team. But I'm sorry, if he's talking directly about Jimmy Garoppolo and slinging the rock, that's not offensive. It's the truth. And yes, there could, like, here's the thing. As far as him saying that the 49ers were rushing him back, you decided, I don't agree with that, because you decided to shut yourself down for the year. You had the option to delay it, go ahead and, you know, let yourself heal up and then play. You chose not to. You said, nope, I'm shutting myself down for the year. Once you shut yourself down for the year, and then plus earlier, you know, you wanted to hold out because you wanted more money and whatnot. We understand you have a family, you got to feed your family. NFL stands for not for long. This man's been in the league almost 8 years, bounced around I don't know how many teams, and the 49ers gave him a chance. And it's because, you know, of injuries that he had that opportunity. So whether he plays or not doesn't matter to me, but I'll say this. When it comes to you getting rushed back, you can't say that because you shut yourself down for the year. But when it comes to him talking about Jimmy Garoppolo not slinging the rock, I mean, I don't understand why. That's not a false statement. He does not sling the rock like that. You ain't going to see Jimmy throwing no 70-yard bombs. You know why? Because he doesn't know how. He's never thrown a bomb like that since he's been here. Hell, the whole time Jimmy's been here, the person with the best arm for deep throws is on Jacksonville as a backup. C.J. Beathard had the best deep ball since Jimmy has been here of any of the quarterbacks that we've had in that time frame. So when you got a backup basically having a better deep ball than the starter, it tells you something. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when Tua starts and finishes the game, the Dolphins have not lost. So we have to be mindful of that. But anything else? I mean, even if Jeff Wilson Jr. said, Jeff Wilson Jr. definitely can't say nothing. Oh, of course not. Trey Lance definitely has an arm, and he's got a deep ball. And we noticed that. Why? Because he threw a deep ball to fucking Danny Gray, and there was a touchdown. What do you know? Danny Gray becomes, you know, worthy of being on the field, and he's actually able to be used. Whereas when it comes down to Jimmy Garoppolo, Danny Gray ain't been on the field. And it's not because Danny Gray can't block or he doesn't pick up the offense. It's because he's obsolete. His skill set doesn't work with what Jimmy Garoppolo does. So it makes no sense to put some guy on the field to go run a 9 route, which is basically a go route, and he ain't going to be able to get the ball. Why? Because Jimmy can't throw it that far. Danny Gray is fast, not slow fast, but fast. And that's the problem that you present when you have a quarterback who's limited, who only throws over the middle, who once in a while can complete a pass outside the numbers, but 9 times out of 10, he lives in the middle. He lives off of the receivers, getting the yak. These are things that are normal. I'm not ragging on Jimmy. I'm telling you facts, and nobody can dispute that. I know a lot of people don't like it when people go in on Jimmy or say something negative, but I'm just telling you who he is and what he does. And we all know this, so we deal with it. We have to. We don't have a choice. There's no other fucking quarterback that's going to do what he's doing. Excuse me. I don't trust Brock Purdy under center. He was Mr. fucking irrelevant. I don't care what they say about him in practice or any other way. The guy was still Mr. Irrelevant at the end of the damn day. You know what I'm saying? So next year, we go on to Trey Lance. Hopefully Kyle doesn't try to run him into the ground again. He allows him to start throwing, because that was the last thing I'll say. I don't like the fact that when Jimmy came in the game, we started throwing the ball all over the place. But when Trey was in the game, we wanted to run the rock like nobody's business, because his short and intermediate game isn't what, his deep game is. And that's basically what it is. Pause. So at the end of the day, Lance is our guy for next year. Everybody knows and understands that. Jimmy is a free agent with no restrictions. And if he gets into the playoffs, and even if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, or even if we get put out in the first round, it's very simple. What happens is Jimmy goes into a spot where he becomes the hottest quarterback on the market, because there's nobody out there that's going to be better than him. It's going to be a free agent next year. And at the same time, he's a proven commodity. You don't have to train him up. You don't have to get him adapted to the NFL. You don't have to worry about rookie mistakes. You don't have to worry about him going out in the midnight and doing stupid shit and all that crap. I mean, you may have to worry about him dating a porn star too, but that is what it is. It's man personal life, so leave him the fuck alone. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be the fact that somebody's going to throw money at him that we can't match. We've got other players and other priorities to be worried about. So I feel like this: let the man play out his contract. If he wins the Super Bowl, good. If he doesn't, oh well. He'll move on to a new franchise, rip them off for however much he's going to rip them off for, as far as full contract and along with guaranteed money and signing bonus. And they'll regret it in the end, just as we have so far, because we have not gotten an actual Super Bowl out of the guy. But either way, that's my little spiel on that. Jump from almost 30 minutes to almost 40 minutes. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Throwback, nothing but love, bro. I got to get you on the show. Appreciate everything. Thank you, Chris Hansen. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Brandon for stopping by. I know he's doing the last man standing over there with Beto. Shout out to Beto for getting his channel back. Congratulations on that one, man. That's awesome. One of the few who got it back, because sometimes when you get hacked, they don't get you shit. But hey, stay faithful, stay up, be ready for this game. 8:30 Saturday morning. I got the game preview coming. And remember, I'm Mountain Standard Time, 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's 11:30 Eastern Time and 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. What's going on, Sin? But Val, appreciate you as well. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in with your boy. Stay up, stay faithful, be easy, and I'm out. Peace.